The cold void of space trembled as a cosmic disturbance rippled across the fabric of the universe. Deep within the Andromeda system, a once unstable black hole had begun to shift, its swirling event horizon pulsing with eerie, golden energy. Galactus, the devourer of worlds, had sensed the anomaly and sent his most loyal herald, Rad, the Silver Surfer, to investigate. Surfer's chrome body reflected the nebulae around him as he soared through the cosmic winds, his board cutting through the emptiness like a blade. He could feel it, the unnatural force that pulsed from within the event horizon. But this was no ordinary black hole. It was alive. As he approached, the energy thickened, warping the very essence of space-time. Then, in an instant, the anomaly collapsed inward, releasing a golden explosion that blinded the stars. From the heart of the blast, a lone figure emerged, his form illuminated by an aura brighter than a dying sun. His eyes burned with raw energy, his golden cape rippling through the void. The Sentry. Norrin's cosmic awareness surged. He had heard whispers of this being before, a mortal who had consumed an infinite wellspring of power, transforming into something both divine and monstrous. But there was something wrong. This was not the same Sentry who once served as Earth's guardian. This presence was something far more dangerous, something corrupted. You... Sentry's voice was both thunder and whisper, echoing through the vacuum with unnatural clarity. His expression was distant, as if his mind was struggling to piece together reality. Where am I? Silver Surfer narrowed his eyes. You have emerged from a dimensional fracture, but I sense your power is tainted. What have you become? Sentry trembled, his fingers flexing as if he was barely containing an unfathomable force. I was everything. I was nothing. The void it took me. But now I'm free. And yet, I hear it still. His eyes darkened, a flicker of something unnatural flashing across his face. Surfer's cosmic senses screamed in warning. This was no ordinary Sentry. This was a version reborn from chaos, touched by the remnants of the void. The balance of the cosmos trembled at his very presence. You are unstable, Surfer said, floating toward him cautiously. Your power is raw, untamed. You risk undoing the very fabric of reality. Sentry's face twisted in pain. I didn't ask for this, he muttered. Then his head snapped up, his expression wild. I don't need your judgment, Silver One. I need to be free. The cosmos shuddered as Sentry raised his hands. The black hole that had once contained him began to reignite, its gravitational force twisting at his command. In an instant, the celestial bodies nearby withered, their essence ripped from existence as he absorbed their energy. His power flared, bending the light around him. Surfer clenched his fists. There was no reasoning with him, not now. His mission was clear. He had to stop Sentry before the universe itself paid the price. Golden and silver lights clashed, illuminating the dark abyss of space. The battle was inevitable. The war was about to begin. The void of space was no longer silent. Silver Surfer and Sentry tore through the cosmos, their battle sending shockwaves rippling across the fabric of reality. Galaxies trembled in their wake. Stars flickered, and the gravitational pull of entire solar systems wavered under the sheer force of their blows. Surfer struck first, channeling the power cosmic. He stretched out his arm, and the very atoms of the universe responded. A beam of pure cosmic energy, hotter than the core of a collapsing star, erupted from his hands and slammed into Sentry with full force. The golden titan absorbed the attack, his form drinking in the energy as if it were mere sunlight. His entire body pulsed, glowing with unrestrained power. His eyes burned like twin suns, and when the light faded, he stood unscathed. Is that all? Sentry's voice echoed through the void, not with arrogance but with certainty. Surfer narrowed his eyes. He had fought gods before. He had stood against Galactus. But this was different. Without hesitation, he launched forward, his board carrying him faster than the speed of light. Space itself bent around him as he struck with a cosmic charged fist, landing a devastating blow to Sentry's chest. The force sent shockwaves across the sector, ripping apart a distant planet, reducing it to floating debris. Sentry stumbled backward but did not fall. Instead, he let the force of the attack rebound, twisting the very laws of physics to reverse the energy and send it back towards Surfer. Before he could react, the force of his own attack slammed into his chest, hurling him through an asteroid belt. Jagged planetary fragments broke apart as his silver form tore through them like a meteor, until he finally came to a stop, floating, stunned. He had never encountered anything like this before. Sentry was not just powerful. He was breaking reality itself. Surfer barely had a moment to recover before Sentry was upon him, moving faster than thought. A golden fist crashed into Surfer's face, distorting the very space around him. Another blow followed, then another, each one shaking the very threads of existence. Surfer gritted his teeth, enduring the unimaginable pain. He summoned the power cosmic once more, wrapping it around himself like armor, reinforcing his indestructible form. Then, with a sudden twist, he phased through space itself, appearing behind Sentry in an instant. A concentrated black hole blast erupted from his palm, warping gravity itself as it crashed into Sentry's back. The force was enough to collapse entire galaxies. But Sentry simply turned, his golden aura flaring with raw energy. "You don't understand," Sentry murmured, his voice reverberating across space. He reached out, and for the first time in his existence, Silver Surfer felt fear. Reality bent as Sentry's hands phased through Surfer's chest, bypassing his physical form entirely. His molecules unraveled. His essence wavered. Surfer gasped. Sentry was attacking the very nature of his being. He struggled, trying to reform, to counter with the power cosmic, but his connection to it flickered. His board shuddered beneath him as he tried to pull away, but Sentry tightened his grip. "You fight well," Sentry admitted, his voice almost regretful. Then, with a final surge of power, he hurled Surfer into a collapsing star. The moment of impact was apocalyptic. The star detonated, releasing a supernova powerful enough to erase entire systems. The explosion sent ribbons of fire and energy across the cosmos, swallowing everything in its wake. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, slowly, a lone figure emerged from the explosion. Silver Surfer, but he was damaged. His once gleaming silver form was cracked, his energy flickering like a dying ember. His connection to the power cosmic had been weakened, something he had never thought possible. He was losing. Sentry floated above him, golden light pouring from his body, untouched by the devastation around him. "It's over, Norrin Rad," he said, his voice devoid of malice. "You were strong, but I am beyond you now." Surfer struggled to rise, his entire form failing. He tried to summon his energy, but it would not answer him. Sentry watched him for a moment, almost as if waiting for him to accept his defeat. Then, he raised his hand. A final burst of golden energy erupted from his palm, engulfing Silver Surfer in an instant. And then nothing. When the light faded, Norrin Rad was gone. Sentry stood alone, victorious. His breath was steady, his golden aura burning as bright as ever. He had won. But as he looked into the endless void of space, something flickered in his eyes. A darkness, a whisper, a presence that should not be there. The void was still inside him, watching, waiting, and this battle was only the beginning.